Have you ever cared so deeply about someone, you'd risk everything for them, even your future? In Avatar, The Last Airbender, the Guru looks like a spiritual training episode, but really, it's about something deeper. This is the moment Aang is asked to make the hardest choice of his life, and he just can't do it. The episode begins with a sense of purpose. Aang heads to the Eastern Air Temple to train with Guru Pathik. His goal is simple: learn to control the Avatar state. After all the battles, close calls, and moments where he lost control, this feels like the next step, the final test, and Aang believes he's ready. But this training isn't physical, it's emotional, mental, deeply personal. And right away, Guru Pathik lays it out plainly. To truly master the Avatar state, Aang must open all 7 of his chakras, energy centers in the body that can be blocked by emotions like fear, guilt, and grief. One by one, Aang begins to unlock each one, and with each chakra, we're taken deeper into who he really is. Honestly, if someone told you that unlocking your inner power meant revisiting all your emotional baggage without a therapist present, you'd probably run too. This episode might look like a crash course in spiritual energy, but it's really about something most adults struggle with every day: emotional release. We don't talk about chakras in everyday life, but we do talk about burnout, emotional baggage, childhood trauma, fear of abandonment. What this episode calls blockages, we might call habits, trauma, or defense mechanisms. The challenge isn't just recognizing them, it's being willing to let them go. And that's something every adult will face eventually. In relationships, careers, and even parenting. Letting go of fear. Letting go of shame. And most painfully, letting go of attachment. Pathik makes it clear, the final chakra, the one that unlocks Aang's ability to fully control the Avatar state, is blocked by earthly attachment. In other words, the things and people we're afraid to lose. For Aang, that means Katara. It's not just a crush or a passing feeling. She's the person he loves most, the one who grounds him. So being told he has to let her go doesn't mean stop caring. It means something much harder. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning someone. It doesn't mean you stop loving them or caring about them. It means not letting that love turn into fear. Fear of losing them. Fear of being alone. Fear of what might happen if things change. Spiritual growth and emotional maturity means being able to love someone without needing to control what happens next. It means trusting that love doesn't have to come with possession or fear. But that's incredibly hard, and for someone like Aang, who's already lost so much, his people, his culture, his childhood, it feels impossible. Katara isn't just someone he loves, she's the last piece of connection he still has. And being asked to let that go, even for something as noble as enlightenment, feels impossible. And that's where the episode hits home, because we've all been there. Maybe not in a temple unlocking chakras, but in moments where we were asked to let go of something we weren't ready to release. A relationship, an old dream, a version of ourselves. And when we can't do it, we tell ourselves we're not ready. We make excuses, but the truth is we're afraid of who we'll be without that thing, or that person. What makes this moment so powerful is that Aang isn't weak. He's strong. He's made it through grief, guilt, and trauma. He's faced physical threats. He's learned to lead. But this moment, this emotional letting go, he can't do it, not yet. Most stories would have made this a victory, a training montage where Aang unlocks everything and flies off glowing with cosmic energy. And who hasn't felt that pull? The one that overrides logic, timing, and everything you promised yourself you'd do. But the Guru does something different. It lets Aang fail, and not because he's bad or broken, but because he's human. This episode teaches us something subtle but important. Emotional growth is not linear. You can be strong and still struggle. You can be wise and still have blind spots. You can want to grow and still not be ready. And that's okay. This moment isn't about defeating an enemy. It's about looking inward and realizing there are parts of ourselves we're still holding on to. And maybe, for now, we need more time. And for Aang, that truth comes crashing in the moment he's about to succeed. He steps into the Avatar spirit. His tattoos glow. He's about to unlock full control. And then he sees Katara in danger. And just like that, he stops. He turns around, he runs, he gives up the power, because love pulls harder than cosmic energy. And honestly, we get it. How many times have we done the same? Chosen comfort over growth? Chosen to hold on to someone or something, even when we knew it was keeping us from moving forward? It's not a failure, it's a human response. And the Guru shows that beautifully, without judgment. Aang may be frozen in his inner struggle, but the world around him doesn't pause to wait for him. While Aang is going through this deep emotional work, the rest of the world keeps moving. Zuko and Iroh are starting a new chapter, opening their tea shop. Sokka reunites with his father and starts to find his place as a warrior. Toph discovers a whole new skill, metal bending, by literally feeling her way through what everyone else thought was impossible. And in Ba Sing Se, Azula is slowly taking control, not with fire, but with manipulation, deception, and strategy. All of these stories reflect a larger theme. Everyone is growing, adapting, or transforming in some way. Zuko's transformation in this episode is subtle but meaningful. For once, he lets go of his obsession with honor. He smiles, he makes tea, he tells his uncle things are looking up, which is probably the first time in 2 seasons he's smiled without storming off right after. While Aang is being asked to surrender his deepest attachment, Zuko is finally relaxing into peace. It's a quiet parallel. 2 young men raised under enormous pressure, each learning in different ways that becoming who you're meant to be sometimes means letting go of who you were told to be. Some are letting go. Some are stepping up. Some are clinging to power. And some are just trying to survive. At the end of the episode, Aang makes a choice. He flies off, determined to save Katara. But Guru Pathik is clear. If you leave now, you won't be able to go into the Avatar state at all. And he's right. Aang has locked that final chakra. By choosing attachment, he has blocked the one thing he came here to unlock. That moment hurts, not because he made the wrong choice, but because it shows how high the stakes are when it comes to emotional growth. When we avoid emotional growth, it doesn't just disappear, it waits. It affects the decisions we make, the people we trust, the way we respond to conflict. Aang's choice not to let go doesn't end the world, but it delays his growth. And often, that's what happens in real life too. The lesson keeps returning until we're finally ready to face it. Avoiding emotional work doesn't protect us. It just postpones the pain, and sometimes magnifies it. Sometimes the price of not letting go is steep, but the alternative, losing someone you love, feels unbearable. That impossible choice is what makes the Guru hit so hard. It's one of Avatar's most introspective episodes. It's not flashy, it doesn't have a major fight scene, but it might be one of the most emotionally important in the entire series. It shows us that being ready isn't always about skill or bravery. Sometimes it's about willingness. The willingness to face ourselves honestly, even when it's painful. And that's the real adult lesson. To grow, you have to let go. Not of love, but of fear, of control, of the need to hold on so tightly that you can't move forward. Aang's journey isn't finished here. It's interrupted. But that interruption is part of the process, because real transformation doesn't happen all at once. It happens when we're ready to choose growth over fear. The good news is, it's okay to not be ready yet. Aang didn't fail permanently. He just took a detour. And that's true for all of us. We're allowed to take time. We're allowed to circle back. Growth isn't about perfection. It's about showing up honestly, again and again, until we're strong enough to do what needs to be done. This is the episode where Aang couldn't let go, and that's exactly why it's one of the most relatable in the series. Because who hasn't been stuck in that same moment, caught between love and growth, knowing the right path, but not feeling ready to walk it? If this episode hit something in you, if you've ever felt like you couldn't let go, even when you knew it was the right thing, you're not alone. Subscribe, and let's keep exploring these lessons together.